Now, I'm really excited about this video. As you can see from the title, I'm doing an assumptions video, but particularly about assumptions that people have about living abroad. Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're returning, as always, I really appreciate you, and if it's your first time here, you're welcome. Get comfortable, hit the subscribe button, the red button below this video, hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. My name is Faye, and this channel is all about travel. It's all about life abroad. I'm currently living in Europe, and I love to show you guys what that is like. I love to share my tips and experiences and stories from my travel. So that's what this channel is really about. I hope you enjoy the content that's on here. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Now, I'm really excited about this video. As you can see from the title, I'm doing an assumptions video, but particularly about assumptions that people have about living abroad. So I mentioned my name is Faye. I'm from Uganda and I'm living in Greece right now. So I did a poll on my Instagram asking people, what are your assumptions about living in Europe, especially in my context as a Ugandan living in Europe. What are your assumptions? What do you think it's like? I was really curious to see what people would say, and you guys did respond, and I'm going to share my thoughts on those assumptions. Some of them could be true, some could not be true, just really based on my own experiences. The other reason why I'm really excited for this video is because it's a collab with a YouTuber that I really enjoy. Her name is Linda Tina, and her channel is Linda Tina TV. I'm going to link her channel over here, and I'll also link the video that she has done on the same topic. So if you enjoy my content, I'm so sure you're going to enjoy Linda's. She's been living in Italy for a while with her family. She's Ugandan like me, and she has lots of lifestyle content, lots of travel vlogs, advice, family life, dating. Like, she really has something for everyone on her channel, and if you enjoy this content, you will enjoy hers. So make sure you go check out her video as well after watching this video. I'm going to link it in the iCard, like I said, and I'll also link it in the description box, so go check her out. You're gonna love her content. And just in case you're not convinced, I'm going to insert a small clip, a little teaser, so that you know what to expect from my channel, and then I'll be right back.
You trying to make me, I wanna leave in your making, yeah. I try to see the one I need.
Okay, so let's get into the video. So I have the assumptions here on my phone. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading them. But I'm going to read them out, and I'm going to share my thoughts. So basically, like I mentioned, I did an Instagram poll and you guys responded, and I mentioned that I will address the assumptions in this video. So that's exactly what this video is about. So I have my I have the assumptions here. I don't know if you can see them, but I'll just read them out. So the first assumption: one doesn't have to worry about what's happening at home. This is from Mystery. Oh my god, this is not true. I do worry about what's going on at home. She said happening at home in UG 24/7. So this couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm constantly concerned about what's happening in Uganda. If anything, I watch and read more Ugandan news than I do Greek news. It's actually quite hard for me to access Greek news because most of it is in Greek, which I don't speak. So a lot of the time I'm following international news and news from Uganda, and most of my news is from Uganda. If you see my feeds, even the content I consume on social media, if you look at my YouTube home feed, it's Ugandan content, it's Ugandan videos. It's just the one way in which I can try and stay connected. It can really be hard living abroad and being away from your friends, like who you've known for years, being away from your family. So I just always want to know what's going on. I'm always concerned because, again, like I mentioned, my friends and my family are at home. So I want to know that they're okay. I want to know what's happening. Even with everything that's been happening with coronavirus, I'm constantly just monitoring to know what's happening at home. Also because I have interests in traveling back home. You know, this is something that's so close to me. I have to know what's happening. I can't be left out. I need the, you know, the latest information. So yeah, not worrying about what's happening at home is farthest from the truth. Even you guys, my WhatsApp number is still my Ugandan number. That's how much I want to, or I try to still stay connected with my contacts back home. There's no separating me from Uganda. Like, Uganda is my heart and soul, it's my home. So yeah, that is an absolute wrong assumption. Okay, so the second assumption, you're constantly made aware of your race and microaggressions are to be expected. I would say I am being constantly made aware of my race in Greece. At first I didn't notice this, but then I quickly did. And microaggressions are real. For those that don't know what those are, microaggressions are subtle. I'll insert the dictionary definition here, but they're subtle, indirect ways in which people of different races are treated. So it's like that racism, but that's subtle, that someone who is not aware to things like that might not even realize or notice, or someone who isn't actually walking in those shoes, who's not experiencing it, could easily dismiss it if they're not aware or if they're not informed. And I have experienced this. I talked about this in more detail in a video that I did called Being Black Abroad, and I'm going to link that here. And microaggressions range. I mean, the most obvious ones that I have faced are people staring, people wanting to touch my hair, people saying very ignorant things to me, or just treating me differently. I would say that that assumption is quite true, at least in my experience. So another one, someone said people be thinking you have money, and someone else said "Mwina sente," which means you have money in Uganda. That's a very weird assumption, guys. I don't even know what to say about that, because I kind of get where that's coming from, because it's the idea that you've traveled, so you have money. So, okay, it's one of two things. Either it's the fact that you've traveled, so you have money to travel, and yes, travel does cost money, but again, I've talked about this in previous videos, and I'm going to link one of them here. Travel to me is all about what you decide to prioritize. So in my case, I could prioritize traveling, whereas someone else could choose to spend their money on something else. So we just spend our money on different things, and maybe some things are more seen than others, I guess. So it can look like you have money, but many times you're just like any other ordinary person, working hard, trying to make ends meet, saving, prioritizing, and yeah, trying to make money. But I do believe in speaking things into existence, so I like that. I'm not offended, and yeah, I claim that yes, I shall have money, I shall have even more money, and even travel more. Okay, so the next assumption, Fiona said that all the nice cosmetics we can't get here are cheap over there. This is an interesting one. I would say yes. The cosmetics, especially like the international brands, are cheaper here. However, there's a challenge getting cosmetics in my skin tone, especially in Greece. I guess in other countries that have a more diverse population, it should not be a problem, but in Greece it's hard. Like, I was in the Mac store looking for BB cream and I couldn't get my shade. Especially now, like my summer shade, my tone is actually a bit darker than it was when I had just come. So it's actually hard to get makeup. I can't get foundation in that matches my shade correctly. I can't get BB cream. I can't get like powder. So I end up really just not using these things. I had a BB cream that I came with from Uganda, and it's the one that I'm still using, and when that runs out, I don't know. Other makeup like mascara, lipsticks and stuff like that, yeah, I have been able to get good quality makeup at affordable prices, at least compared to the prices back home, because you find that in Uganda they're importing a lot of these things and they're adding taxes and lots of things, so naturally the price goes up. And I think all this just makes me think that we really should be producing more locally, because you can't expect the price to be the same if it's imported. However, if we produce more good quality products local, I think it really would solve this. I know I kind of went off, but yeah, I would say this assumption is true. However, there's also the disadvantage of maybe not finding stuff that was actually made for you or for your skin tone. Okay, next assumption. So someone said, this is Trish. Trish said, the black tax. People expect a lot from you as if you're picking money from a tree. I think this assumption is true. I've seen this, and I'm not speaking from my own experience, but like from other people. Like when I was in Uganda, whenever someone would come from abroad, you know, family, friends, everyone is expecting presents. They're expecting you to have a lot of money, which is unrealistic because it really depends on the person and what they're doing abroad. In my case, I'm a student, so guys, don't be expecting the black tax from me. But that's funny because I never had that term before, but I think the black tax is real. People do expect a lot when you go back home and you've been abroad. Another assumption was it gives one less burden with cultural pressures from relatives on marriage and life. This is interesting, and I think this assumption is true. I've heard from different people who have been married, and let's say they got married in Uganda and then went to live abroad or got married abroad, whatever the case could be, that the pressures are less because it's just you and your spouse together, you know, working together as a team, doing what you need to do to elevate and to like build. And there's less pressure from society because you don't have so many people poking their noses in your business. So I think this is true. I think that there are less cultural pressures for sure when you're away, just because you're away from everyone else, and you have more freedom to really just do what you want, make your own decisions without everyone weighing in. So yeah, I think that assumption is true. Another assumption, people have to work twice as hard to get the same benefits as someone in Africa. I'm not sure what benefits you mean. Trish, who sent in this question, you can let me know in the comments below. But my understanding of this is that I think there's truth to it. I would say this assumption is true. I think you have to work twice as hard to get I think you have to work harder to get the benefits of the people that are in the society. I'll give you my own example. I have a lot of experience working in Uganda, working with different companies, working for myself, doing marketing, digital media, brand strategy, and the like. However, in Uganda, there's an advantage because everything that I talk about, let's say what's on my CV, it's recognized. If I say I worked with such and such a company, people recognize it. They can easily look it up. They can, you know, they have that confidence in me. Whereas here, you really have to prove yourself because people really don't know much about your experience back home. They don't know if it matches up. Sometimes they have like preconceived biases, again, those microaggressions that I talked about earlier. So you really have to prove yourself. There's also the challenge of language barrier, not speaking the language that is spoken in the country. So I would say you have to work a lot harder, maybe even more than twice, in order to just get the same opportunity that someone else would have gotten in the country. So I think there is some truth to this assumption. But you can let me know what you meant specifically in the comments down below if you're watching, because you're talking about the benefits in Africa. And there, I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that one. Okay, next one. Someone said, living abroad, especially in Europe, I find it depressing. It's all about work, home, and repeat. Wow, that's an interesting one. And I would say it is true, again, to an extent. It really depends on the country you are in Europe, obviously. And why I say that is because the culture in Greece is not like what you've described. Although I have heard that it's a lot like this in some countries. A lot of people have told me Germany tends to be like that. Like people tend to have very strict lives. I have heard, and I could be wrong, but I have heard that life there tends to be really strict and kind of cold, for like lack of a better way to describe it, in the sense that like what you said, it's like work, home, repeat. Whereas in Greece, I do see some similarities with life back home, in the sense that the culture is very family oriented. People really do place value on family, on friendships, on spending time with people. So there's a balance. So yes, people do work hard and hustle hard, but there also is a priority that's given to living a quality life. And I really like that, because I think there has to be balance everywhere. I personally wouldn't want to be in an environment that is just, you know, work, home, go back. And like you said, that can be really depressing. But I think Greece tends to be a bit more like home, I think, compared to some other countries in Europe. Just emphasis on family, emphasis on balance, emphasis on having a good time. We people like to relax and have a good time. You know, when it's time to play, it's time to play. They love to spend a lot of time at the beach with friends. They have like a really big outdoor culture. You know, we people will sit at a coffee shop for hours just talking and catching up. So there really is emphasis on that bonding, in forming connections in family and friendships, which I think we have back home. So I'll say it depends on the country where you are. In Greece, I would say it's not the case, but there are some countries where that is the case, and I think that's to be expected. So that assumption could be true in some places. Okay, so the next one, it's harder for Africans to find decent jobs due to visa restrictions. I would say this is true. I did a video last week about the process of getting my student visa. Imagine the student visa for a university that I've already been accepted to, but it was quite a long process. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link that as well over here, so go and watch it. But yeah, it really is unfortunate that there's so many visa restrictions that are specifically put on people with African passports. It's just an absurd bias. I don't know why it still exists, and I feel like if some of these things were looked at a little bit better, more Africans would be able to travel. They'll be encouraged to travel. It's really different when you have an African passport and when you have, let's say, an American passport or a European passport. There's a privilege that comes with having those passports that a lot of people are oblivious to. They don't even realize the discrimination that we face as Africans, just trying to live our lives and be able to travel on the planet. So yeah, I would say I kind of went off there, but yeah, visa restrictions make it hard. And is it harder to find decent jobs? Yes, it is, because you have to go through a lengthy process in order to get the job. I mean, first you have to get the visa, and then, you know, just other challenges like I mentioned before, like fitting in or learning the language. So there are challenges on the individual, and I think it does get harder. But if you're persistent, it's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, it's definitely possible. But I would agree with this assumption that it is harder. The next one is the last one. And the assumption is that the cost of living is too high. Africans are regarded with suspicion. Yeah, I would say that's true. And again, back to those microaggressions, just people just kind of having these preconceived notions and just grouping you and putting you in one like group of people because of the color of your skin is absurd, but it does happen. And I did actually face blatant housing discrimination, and I'm going to link that video as well. If you want to know more about that, you should go watch that. But I would say this is true just because it's a bit harder to navigate some of these spaces as a foreigner and as an African, more so as an African from my experience. Okay guys, I think that's it for the assumptions. I hope I addressed them. If you guys have any other thoughts, I'm sure you do, and I'd love to hear them. Let me know in the comments down below. You can respond to any of the assumptions that I've mentioned, or any that you have as well that you didn't get to share. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do that. I'm going to leave my handle here, and it's always in the description, so you can just click on that and follow. It's @Luchenda. That's where I usually put these question stickers or polls or things like that, so you can engage with me there. I also share like daily updates and like stories, what's happening where I am. So do make sure you go follow me on Instagram. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Again, I look forward to your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your assumptions are. Let me know what your experiences have been like. Let me know if I have demystified anything or if I've reinforced anything. I look forward to engaging with you there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as well. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Lastly, make sure to go over to Linda's channel. Again, it's in the description box. I'm going to link her video as well as soon as it's up. Go check her out. Go check out her content. And subscribe to her channel as well, guys. I appreciate you. I love you. I look forward to bringing you more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Mwah.